Does anyone have any questions so far? No? Okay, so it's kind of a large group, so you guys might have to take turns walking in, but feel free to walk in, and I'll describe what exactly happened from outside. Sorry. You guys got a chance to take a look at it.
It's tiny. Yeah, it's very tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll see on the sides of the wall the imprint of scaffolding, right?
Yeah.
So that's where, so the beam would have gone right across from one end to the other, and that's where the prisoners would have hanged from. And now you'll notice the floor on the level that we're standing on is kind of torn up, right? So that was where the platform would have been, and that's where the prisoner would have stood on when he was being hanged. Now the way it worked was first the prisoner would have a black cap placed over his head, and then he'd have his feet tied together. And you see there's a little staircase over there that's been boarded up. So that's where the executioner, the hangman, would ascend from downstairs. He would also be wearing a black cap on his head for his own protection so that he could remain anonymous. And he would be dressed very formally in a tux and a bow tie and and he would place the prisoner's neck in a noose. And then the prisoner would walk on top of the platform and stand on top of a tiny little trap door. And then the trap door would snap open and the prisoner would fall through. And what was supposed to happen was the prisoner's neck was supposed to break. A good hanging was supposed to be over in 40 seconds or less. But a lot of prisons around the world found that hanging wasn't a very precise science. It wasn't always the most efficient and humane way to kill people, because a lot of times prisoners would survive the initial fall, their neck wouldn't break, and they would be left hanging on the noose for about 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, waiting for suffocation or an asphyxiation to finish the job that hanging was supposed to do, or start, right? So this happened frequently here at the Don Jail. We have all sorts of horror stories. For example, there was this one guy, Alexander Newell. He killed his wife on Center Island. So he was hanged in the 1940s. And after hanging on the noose for about half an hour, the guards felt so sorry for him that they actually helped him break his neck by hanging off his legs. And some more anecdotal information that I've picked up from guards on my tours. I don't know if this one is true, so make what you will of it. But apparently, if you're a guard working here and you helped a prisoner break his neck in this way, you would be given a week off with pay and a bottle of whiskey or wine or something like that.
Good cover.
I guess so. Exactly.
What was the archaeological dig that was here when they were trying to...
Okay, the archaeological dig, I was going to save that for the chapel, so just keep that in mind when you walk by. No, it's all good. Okay, so a couple of years ago, Bridgepoint found a map that showed that there was a prison cemetery in the parking lot where you guys walked in. So when you walked in, I don't know if you noticed on the east side, the parking lot was a little bit freshly paved over. There's a part of it. I'll point it out after. So that was where they said they found the map showing a prison cemetery, and so they hired some archaeologists to come in and dig, and they found I think 5 grave shafts with they found 3 bodies, all with their foreheads removed, so they had been lobotomized. What happened was basically anyone that died here, their families would be given the opportunity to claim the bodies and bury them at the cemetery of their choice. But in the rare occurrences that this didn't happen, we would just donate them as cadavers. I'm not sure exactly where the autopsies would have performed, if they were performed here in the infirmary. I'm guessing probably like U of T or something like that, right? So they would be donated as cadavers, and then they would be returned to us, and it would be our responsibility to bury them. And so the foreheads were removed because, this was before our advancements in neuroscience, right? This was when people thought that you could just, lop off the cap of a prisoner's skull, of a criminal's skull, take a look at the brain, and, think that, okay, so that lobe's a little bit bigger, so that's why that guy's a bank robber. So it was a very primitive science. So yeah, so when you guys walk out, it'll be on your right side this time. Just look, you'll see, they're doing some construction on it right now, but you'll see where the parking lot's freshly paved over.
You said it was